Duke went 8-5 in 2018. Ended up having a pretty good season. They went to a bowl game, but how are they going to do in 2019? That is what we're going to be going over today. Duke's schedule preview. We're going to be going over a few players that this team will be losing, who they're going to be returning. And also, we're going to be looking at their schedule for the first time this offseason. They need to use 2018 season momentum, I think, in 2019. That's mainly because of the reason that they lose Daniel Jones, their quarterback. That's one of their bigger losses. Of course, I mean, he had pretty good stats, 2,600 yards, 22 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. That's a pretty good touchdown-interception ratio as well. It should be interesting to see how they do without him. But yeah, Harris, once again, will be very likely to take over, I think, right now. Of course, we still have several months until the season starts. We're only in March right now, so obviously that is still going to change. Harris right now is the estimate to be able to start. Definitely if they can use 2018's momentum, I think that they could do some great things this season. It'll be really interesting to see how they do. If they can start off the season really quick, I think that is really going to help Duke next season. They use 1 tight end, 2 offensive linemen, 2 linebackers as well, so really 5 starters on both sides of the football. They return a lot of players, especially on offense. I mean, Daniel Jones really is their only loss on offense other than that 1 tight end. Once again, lots of potential in 2019. If Harris can do well, which he is expected, I mean, from what I've heard, he is pretty good. If he can do well, then that is really going to be, that's going to be huge because, they're going to have a defense next season. Their defense should be very improved, and their offense should be improved too. Once again, the offense wraps around the quarterback. If the quarterback does well, then your receiving game goes well. And if you can have a good rushing offense to go with that as well, that helps even more. 9 to 10 win season in 2019, that is definitely possible. It just depends. Once again, it just depends on how Harris does. Now, looking at their schedule, here's what they got. They actually have a pretty difficult schedule, so you do have to keep that one in mind. They've got Alabama to start off the season. That is in a neutral location. North Carolina, A&T, Middle Tennessee. You got a couple easier games there, but of course you go on the road for Middle Tennessee and Virginia Tech. So kind of tough to play Alabama, and then you got 2 road games in the next couple weeks. Then they got Pitt, Georgia Tech. Then you have to go to Virginia and North Carolina. Notre Dame, so they have Notre Dame as well. Syracuse, Wake Forest, and Miami. This is probably one of the tougher ACC schedules. I wouldn't say it's the toughest one, but it definitely is up there with some of the toughest ones. Of course, you got Alabama, Notre Dame. You also have Syracuse. At least you have that game at home. But Virginia, I'm expecting to be pretty good next season. You got them on the road, Miami at home. So really, you got plenty of challenges in this schedule. At least the good thing is you've got most of your biggest challenges at home. That is going to be a big plus for this team. But here's what I'm kind of expecting. I'm going to give them 3 guaranteed wins, and that is North Carolina, A&T, Middle Tennessee, and Georgia Tech. I'm not going to give them any more than that right now just because, of course, I don't want to give a really inaccurate prediction, of course, because we're several months until the season starts. I'll give you guys my thoughts on every single game once we get to summer, and we're doing our final predictions. But once again, 6-6 to 10-2 is my estimated record for this team. Kind of a wide range there. I try to keep it within 3 games or between 3 wins for the estimated record, but I have to do it with 4 on this one just because there's a lot of uncertainty with this team. It's going to be really interesting to see how they do. Alabama game at a neutral location. That should be a very interesting one. I expect Alabama possibly to win that just because Alabama, of course, being the way that they are. Duke, hopefully they can put up a fight in that game. Virginia Tech on the road. That one, I do expect that could be a win. I'm not going to put that in green yet, but just because it's on the road, I'm just going to leave it as a white game right now. Pittsburgh at home, that should be a win as well. Virginia on the road, that's going to be a challenge. Watch out for that game. North Carolina on the road, I consider putting that one green, but just because North Carolina is a rival and stuff and being on the road, some uncertainty in that game as well. Notre Dame at home on November 9th is a game that I definitely think could be an upset. If they can win Virginia and North Carolina, if they can win those 2 games, even if you win that Georgia Tech game like I'm expecting them to, of course, if they can win those games, I think Notre Dame definitely could be a win as well. Just because you're going to have a lot of momentum going into that game, that is really going to help you out in the long run. Syracuse then at home. I think that one may be a loss just because you're going to have several challenges before that. Notre Dame, of course, is the week before. But the good thing is that they have them at home. But Syracuse being a team that I expect to be kind of like how they were last year, that will be a challenge for sure. At Miami on November 23rd. At Wake Forest on November 23rd. That will likely be a win, but just since it's on the road, once again, kind of similar like North Carolina and Virginia Tech, I'm just going to leave it in white just because of road games. You never know if you're going to win a road game or not. But yeah, then Miami at home to finish off the season. Should be an interesting game there as well. Of course, those teams always put up a pretty good fight with each other. Anyway, that is it for Duke's schedule preview. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Duke in the comments below. Should be a really interesting team next season. Once again, you guys, thank you guys all for watching, and stay tuned for more from ASC.